All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon in color. So we are here again today. We are back. Let's put it that way. We are back. We really never left. And I appreciate Anthony, and we really do appreciate you coming on board today. So how you doing today,
I'm
sir?
doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Anthony Taylor. I'm a Gen Z Texan. I'm originally from Southeast Texas. I was born in Houston, raised in Silsbee, Texas, University of North Texas, and then recently became the Texas Young Democrats DFW Regional Director.
Okay. So I love it. So what are your main priorities for the Texas Young Democrats?
So one of my main priorities is to basically recruit younger people. Right now, the Young Democrats is going to go through um, a lot of the older people in Texas Democrats are going to age out, and so we need to replenish them with younger folks in those roles. And so one of my biggest priorities right now is just doing a lot of recruitment of younger people, especially throughout our high schools, our colleges, and throughout the community.
Okay. So, how does your organization plan to engage young voters in the upcoming election cycle?
Mm. So what we're doing currently right now is basically just going throughout high schools, colleges, engaging them through social media. Um, Basically it.
Okay. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that Texas Young Democrats see in Texas with this political landscape?
Some of the biggest challenges is a lot of voters don't feel enthusiastic with this election. Yeah, a lot of young people feel discouraged, especially a lot going on throughout the world in our country, with all things going on in Gaza, women's reproductive health being, under attack, voter suppression going on. A lot of people feel discouraged from voting. They feel like their vote doesn't matter. And one thing we're doing at the Texas Young Democrats is doing a lot of outreach and a lot of voter education and letting them know that your vote does in fact matter and that we all need to get out to vote because one, our votes matter. And if we vote, things will change. If we vote together, things will change.
Okay. So, how do you plan to overcome those challenges and build a momentum?
Just basically motivating these young people, reaching out to everyone we can, doing a lot of voter education, making sure people feel really understand and just making sure that they understand that whenever they vote, um, things will change and giving them their power back.
Okay. So, how's the organization working to grow its membership, especially young college students and young professionals?
You said how we're working to grow our membership.
Yes.
So, one thing we're doing right now in the Black Caucus, specifically, is we're going out and recruiting people from all across Texas. We just recently recruited two people from East Texas, Jefferson County to be exact. Um, I actually recruit them through my elected official. We're also reaching out to people like in Central Texas and the Houston area. Um, and those people, they are ready to get to work. It's just that they needed someone to, seek them out and give them something to do.
Okay. So, what strategies do you have in place to keep young voters engaged between elections?
Oh, that's a good question. Something that we're doing right now to keep them engaged in between the elections. So with Texas Young Democrats, we host our state board meetings quarterly, and we also have our Young Democrats convention every off cycle. There's not an election, so that helps young people get energized and stay engaged with what's going on in the political climate outside of election cycles.
So, are there specific policies area that the Texas Young Democrats are focusing on, such as climate change, reproductive rights, and education?
Yes. So right now, in the Texas legislature, that there's been a fight against, public education. The governor's been advocating for school vouchers, which will take public money from public schools and put them into private schools. And so one thing the Texan Democrats have been doing is making sure that we're advocating to make sure that we fight for candidates across Texas that are for making sure school vouchers are defeated. And then for reproductive health, we've been going through like supporting candidates also that are for women's right to choose and reproductive access.
Okay. So how do you work with local candidates and elected officials to influence policies?
Okay. So one thing we're doing right now is the candidates that are currently running for office, we go out and we make sure that we campaign for them. We phone bank, block walk, car ride, and then also for this upcoming legislative session, we will be having a legislative day where we go down to Austin and we go and advocate to our elected officials on our priorities at as an organization.
Okay, so how does the Texas Young Democrats ensure that its membership reflects the diversity of Texas young population?
So one thing we have in Texas Young Democrats is we have the caucuses, and I'm the secretary of the Black Caucus. So we have like a Black Caucus, we have a Disability Caucus, we have a Rural Caucus. And so those caucuses' jobs is to make sure that we're doing outreach to those specific communities that we serve to help pour those young people into the organization. And those young people will be able to run for like different positions within the Black Caucus. So like the executive committee, either that be president, vice president, secretary, or for our DNC representative. So those caucuses' job is to help, make sure that we're staying, diverse and in tune with what young people are going through.
Okay. What incentives are in place to support minority voices within your organization?
Well, through the Black Caucus, we are doing different things, like going to school, like predominantly TYD is a Black Caucus, and we also have Hispanic caucuses and disability caucuses that do the work to make sure that we are going out and bringing in those minority voices into the organization.
Okay, can you share with us more about upcoming events or incentives? Or membership and potential members should be looking forward to.
Can you repeat that question?
You got any upcoming events coming up where members could be potential, well, people can be potential members. Do you have any events coming up like that?
Yes, we actually have, I believe we have we just had a state board meeting a few weeks ago. And in the coming months, we'll have our next state board meeting. I believe it should be either February or March. And we're also having our legislative, we're going down to the Capitol in Austin in January to go advocate to our elected officials. So I think they'll be putting out that information coming up soon in the next coming weeks or months.
Yeah, so your generation was brought up on social media. I'm gonna say that
Yes.
because you name it. Y'all are a whiz at that. So how does your organization plan to leverage social media, digital outreach to connect with younger people?
So for Texas Young Democrats and the Black Caucus, we are, I believe, on all social media platforms. Texas Young Dems has Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and the Black Caucus has Facebook and Instagram. I'm not sure if we have TikTok, which I believe we should have. But we engage through social media. We engage through email. They send out a monthly newsletter to all people. I think any other places we use. I think that's pretty much it. We use social media, and then they have a email newsletter out to everyone that's in the contact list.
Where do you see the Texas Young Democrats in the next years, the next 5 years, I should say?
Next 5 years, I see us very growing and expanding. We have a lot of chapters across Texas, and we're working on expanding them out. We want to do work, especially in East Texas, expand out there. I believe they're doing some work expanding chapters in the RGV, the Rio Grande Valley, some in West Texas and the Permian Basin. So we're just doing everything we can to reach out to reach every young person that we can, because I know a lot of young people want to get to work, and whenever young people just want to have someone that they can. Young people just want to have a chance, an opportunity to get to work, and so we want to be there to give them a chance to get involved.
Okay, I got one last question for you. How do you envision the group impact on the broader Democratic Party in Texas?
So this past year at the state convention, we had the largest youth running for positions in the DNC. And something the young Democrats want to do is continue that, making sure that the young people have a voice at the table. Like Frederick said earlier, that we have a seat at the table and our voices are heard, that we're not just sitting there, but we also have food to eat and a chance to speak. And so, young Democrats, we really want to make sure that we have a voice in our state party.
So, with that being said, I love it, young people, because that's what we need. We need the youth involvement because for my era and growing up, we were taught to sit back and don't say anything.
Right.
that was, I'm saying my age, but now the youth have a lot to bring to the table with everything going on out there now in schools and everything. Years ago, schools used to be a safe haven place.
Right. And now school shootings are very,
Yeah.
like you get a school, like my freshman year of high school, which was in 2017, we was having school shootings every other week.
Mm.
It was crazy.
See,
That was the year that Stoneman Douglas happened, that shooting at Santa Fe High School happened. It was like back-to-back school shootings. And that's became the norm.
Yeah,
young people.
What you saying that right there, all we hear is about the massive, hate to say, but the massive school shootings. We never hear about the one-off that happens in the community because we have them here too in Bexar County.
Yeah.
Not shootings, but we have people that's being caught with guns and everything. So your generation is that generation that I think some of the politics are scared of.
Yes.
Because y'all lived it, y'all was there, and you're hearing all this mumble jumbo always talk. We're gonna have a committee and talk about this. I believe the young people are sick and tired of that, and y'all ready to go out and do something about it.
Yes, like Michelle Obama said, do something, and that's one thing that Gen Z is going to do. We're going to do something. We're sick and tired of sitting back and having to be having our being silenced. We want to get out and get active and do something and see the change and be the change we want to see in our communities.
Yeah. So one last thing is, how can people get a hold of you? How can the youth get involved?
So for Texas Young Democrats, you can follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram. I think our ad is Texas YDS. That's at Texas YDS. And it's the same for Twitter. And then on Facebook, it's Texas Young Democrats. And for the Black Caucus, you can get a hold of us on Facebook at the Texas Young Democrats Black Caucus and on Instagram at TYD.black.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you waiting too. I really do.
Thank you so much.
And anything else you need from us, anything you want to get out, please don't hesitate to email either me or Tammy, and we'll make things happen and make it possible.
Thank you so much.
All right. You take care, Mr. Taylor.
You too.
Okay. Thank you for watching Texas in Color. Please tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you'll be notified each and every time we go on live.